Hello everyone, my name is Aviad Almagor. I'm the director of the Mixed Reality program at Trimble. And I'm delighted to be here actually. A year ago, AWE 2015, we presented here the proof of concept we did with Microsoft on the HoloLens device. It was an exciting time. New technology, new piece of hardware, amazing potential. This year, AWE 2016, it's even more exciting. From proof of concept, we moved to products. And from searching for use cases, we're actually working with customers on real projects. And I would like to share with you in this 15-minute session our experience regarding those pilot projects. For those of you who are not familiar with Trimble, quick introduction. Trimble is a global company, about 8,000 employees, $2 billion in sales a year, presence in about 150 countries around the world. We are developing hardware and software. On the hardware side, think about positioning devices, scanning devices, RFID, drones, total stations, laser scanners. On the software side, it's about end-to-end solutions. So if we'll take, for example, the construction industry, we have design tools like SketchUp and Tekla Structures. We have project management solutions like Vika Office and Prolog. And we have facility management solutions like Manhattan, so covering the full life cycle of a project. We have a pretty diverse portfolio serving industries like geospatial and mining, and agriculture, building, architecture, construction, facility management, oil and gas. And not surprisingly, for all those industries, we provide the solutions to capture data, create data, analyze it, and communicate it. And we really see mixed reality as a critical ingredient in this kind of workflow. And this is why we created the group, the Mixed Reality program, which provides a kind of infrastructure, a platform for all those markets to perform for our customers. So in the last year, we kind of joined several customers, kind of visionary customers, like Gensler, who are sitting here and will join us tomorrow, Martin Brothers, Greg Lynn, AECO. And we were working together with them on exploring the potential of this technology. We're developing solutions which are hardware agnostic and operating system agnostic. Yes, we are partnering with Microsoft on the HoloLens. It's a great device. I think the best today regarding wearable see-through device. But there are other tools around, and each one of them have its own capabilities and advantages, and we would like to make sure that what we deliver to the customer is tuned to his needs. And during the work with the customer on those pilots, we identified several themes which kind of represent value for the customers. It's about real 3D. It's about closing gaps and context-driven workflow. And I would like to explore a bit about those three. So starting with real 3D, our customers have beautiful 3D models today, very detailed model, but they're still consuming this data like they did for the last 30 years behind 2D flat screen. We realize that once we take this data out of the screen into the physical environment around us, the customer can much better communicate their design ideas with other stakeholders, can accelerate design processes and review processes. And in fact, if we are looking at this virtuality to reality continuum, we see mixed reality as a leading technology. We have VR and AR and MR. And specifically for our industry, VR is almost like a genetic error. It's kind of a very limited set of use cases which we can support with this kind of technology, with virtual reality. And again, for the industries we serve, not necessarily for other industries. And we see mixed reality as the biggest potential to provide this kind of real 3D content in the physical environment around us. The second topic is gaps. And this is actually a pretty sad story. When my kids ask me about the color of my hair, my immediate answer is black. And this is certainly not the case anymore. But this is a mental model that I have. And there is a gap between the mental model and the reality. Now, this is an easy problem, and probably a mirror will solve it. But I would like you now to imagine a big mine, or a construction project, or a huge hospital. Imagine thousands of people walking around, each one of them with his own mental model about the task that he needs to perform. This is already a big problem. In fact, this is kind of catastrophe. And this is what's happening today in many of our industries. We believe that mixed reality can bridge this gap, can bring together mental models and reality, physical environment and digital environment. And the third topic, which was mentioned earlier, is about data in context. When we started to work on the facility management solutions, we had this dream of let's bring the BIM model into this environment, and this will be beautiful, and IoT will be automatically presented. But then we realized that in 98% of the building that we are serving, that our customers are serving, there are no models. In fact, we are lucky if there are drawings. So we're looking for ways to connect the physical environment with a huge digital content we already have. And what you see here is the ability of the team on site to create this link. And once this link is created, it is maintained automatically. So next time I'm in this space, I will be able to see the data in the context of the physical environment and to get the information that I need to perform my task. So 3 themes: the real 3D, bridging the gaps, and data in context. If we will implement mixed reality technology in the right way, we believe that it will really transform the way the industry is working, the industries that we are serving. It will change the way our customers communicate and consume and interact with data, and change them from kind of information communication to experience communication, which is a great step forward, much more effective way to interact and communicate data. So let's see what some of our customers are saying, and I would like to pick 2 here, and we'll have, as part of the keynote tomorrow, Gensler point of view on the process. And we can start with AECO, the biggest engineering company in the world today. While working on the mixed reality technology and while kind of experiencing the workflows through the pilots, they really realized that using the real 3D content in the physical environment allows them to accelerate design review processes, and at the end of the day, provide better quality product to their customers. What you see in this short movie here is a team of engineers from the AECO doing what we call the collocated collaboration, in this case using Microsoft HoloLens. And are working around this kind of digital model in real 3D. They can change the scale it up, scale it down as needed. They can visualize it from any position they want. They can play with the layers and expose hidden component. And they can really understand what the meaning of any design change on the final output. They can analyze the structural aspects as well as the kind of aesthetic aspect of this design and communicate those aspects with other stakeholders. We can support this same scenario with remote users. In the case of AECO, most of the projects involved remote users. So they can see and share the same content on the table, each one of them in his own office, and communicate together and get to the right conclusion together in a much more efficient way. The next use case is Greg Lean. Greg Lean is an architect. Actually, he's a star architect, what we call today. We were working with Greg Lean on a project for the Venice Biennale. I came 2 days ago from Venice. We presented with him the result of his work. Greg was picked to represent the US in this event. During the design work, he was using our mixed reality technologies to visualize and understand his design decisions, check for design alternatives, and communicate the design with other stakeholders in the team. And again, for him, the main value was the ability to bridge this gap between his imagination, his ideas, and the real world in a very efficient and fast way. Let's take a look at a movie that was created by Microsoft around this project.
By the American Pavilion at the Venice Biennale of Architecture to be imaginative and show what's coming with architecture. And we were given a mile-long building in Detroit that's been abandoned for 50 years to use our imaginations on. The Packard plant is one of the first Albert Kahn buildings, and it grew from 1906 to 1956, exploded in growth, and then was abandoned. The way we started the design is we went to the site, walked around, also flew drones, and matched that drone footage to our digital files. I'd known about the Trimble Microsoft partnership on the HoloLens and was just itching to find the right project to do a pilot with it. So we built a model, but we used HoloLens to bring the model to life. Microsoft HoloLens is a wearable computer that lets you see holograms mixed with reality. With Trimble Connect, I can look up and grab different buildings to compare. I didn't know how big our site was compared to corporate headquarters or museums. We could just pull a model and duplicate it and see that it would take 12 Tate Moderns to fill the site. That brought it to life in terms of use. Microsoft HoloLens lets us get inside stuff earlier and experience it, and I can look up and see the volume that I'm in and start to make decisions about how to design it. Without a HoloLens, I would have been making those decisions 3-4 months from now. But with the HoloLens, I'm making those decisions at the moment of inception. In the redesign of the Packard plant, showing the dynamics is something that's very hard to do. HoloLens immediately solved that problem, and it explained why things were the way they were because they were meant for vehicles and people to move around. I've spent my whole life trying to get things from geometry into the physical world. HoloLens is going to bridge that gap between the two-dimensional and the three-dimensional and physical space. And that's architecture. It's a revolution.
About 30 years ago, a guy named Bruce Chatwin was walking in the desert in Colombia. And he encountered this old lady. She was carrying an aluminum ladder, walking in the desert, putting the ladder, stepping up, looking around, stepping down, a few more steps, doing it again. Apparently, this lady was Maria Reich, a German geologist, and she was researching the Nazca lines, those beautiful shapes in the desert. And I'm telling you this story, and you can see those shapes here. I'm telling you this story because I believe we are in kind of the same situation with our technology today. We are dealing with customers, with real project, with a new technology. We are pushing this technology to the edge. It's not always fun. Sometimes it's painful. We are searching for ways to provide solutions. You all know what it is because you are in this environment as well. And when you're dealing with the day-to-day activities, you sometimes might feel frustrated. But if we will take some steps up this ladder and look at the horizon, we can clearly see the pattern. We can clearly see where this technology is taking us. And I think this is going to be a very, very exciting year. So thank you very much.